just to dabble, and you were to dabble, then maybe together we should just dabble with it, or play the game.
Decided to work on project an AI dungeon where I'm creating my own little world. Today's world will be the Great Magical Tome. This is something I created on here. Uh, I'm not using any of the premium quality stuff. I don't really have money to do premium stuff yet, but it's coming. I had a lot of tokens saved back. I did buy some tokens a long time ago, so let's get them into use. Alright, so the opening story is, in a realm where great magical tomes exist, books that bind to a person's soul and allows them to change the reality of the wielder. Then leave it kind of open, let them prompt us. I want to keep it open, then we're going to shape it and try to make it a little bit better. But for now, that's what we're going to use. The AI instructions is, the main character is a bookbound being with great magical powers. They use their great magical tome to interact and change the world. Only bookbound can use their great magical tome. It binds to their soul at birth, chosen from the stars. Story summary. The main character is a bookbound. The story follows the life of one of the 13 possible bookbounds tied to the 13 months in the realm. Either help people or cause chaos. Plot essentials. People don't trust bookbound people very well. Bookbound people cause chaos in the world. There are many magical relics and ancient artifacts in the realm, but the great magical tomes are the strongest. There are 13 magical tomes, each tied to the 13 months in the realm. These books are ties to the stars, astrology. People of high status wants to manipulate bookbound, and powerful monsters are attracted to bookbound either for good or evil. I also want to make mention. What was it that I want to make mention real fast? Just kind of came to me. Oh, Artifice. We're going to work with this for now. Artifice draws from the same power source as the great magical yeah. Artifice draws from the same power source as the great magical tomes. We're going to do a suspenseful, weird, dramatic, magical, and a little political. Mystery, investigation, fantasy, and randomness is the themes. It also has some steampunk elements and stuff. Maybe it'll find it or not. I don't know yet. We'll figure out how to hone it more later. We are activating the third person, so you can change this perspective of the stories a little bit. Our story cards. Knights of Shielding. We'll get into this stuff later. Maybe it'll show up in the game and I'll try to remember what I put. I think that'll be kind of fun. Knights of Shielding. We got Undecember is the 13th book bound. It's also the 13th month. Talonware is a dragon. Grandewall is the continent. Artificer is a type of class. We have gnomes, we have dwarves, we have ancient ones, we have elves, we have human with their bloodlines. Each human has a specific little power. And then we have the bookbound. Details, not much, just stuff we've already covered. So, let's get this going. Alright, let's do this. Let's start and get a game or two of this in. And then, in the comments, if you're following along with this, let me know different story cards you would want me to add, different elements of this that might be interesting to tweak into this world, I will do a part 2 with all that stuff added into it. Also, in the description of this video, you'll find a link to this game itself so that you guys can play along too. So, please, by all means, let us build a world together. I think that would be fun. Alright, let's play. In a realm where great magical tomes exist, books that bind to a person's soul and allows them to change the reality of the wielder. You're a book-bound person with great power, living as a book-bound in a world where your very existence is met with suspicion and fear, can be a lonely and challenging existence. With the power of your great magical tome, you have the potential to shape reality and influence the course of events in the realm. However, this power also makes you a target for those who seek to manipulate or control you. That's spot on to what I was trying to do, so we know it works. In this suspenseful and dramatic world, you find yourself at the center of a mysterious investigation. I just took all those keywords and made them a buzzword. Alright, take a turn. Guess I can go anywhere in this world or do about anything, and it'll build and save, and then other people might be able to interact in this, and you might remember I can do, say, add more story element, or I can see stuff. I'm going to put with the city on the edge of an event that will affect the world to come. Here at the gate, our bookbound is waiting to get in. At the city on the edge of an event that will affect the world to come, I was going to say, we are at the gate. Our bookbound is waiting to get in. We'll say the guards is making a decision. I apparently can't spell decision. Decision. That looks about right. It's more like obsession, but there we go. It has a C. I knew that. Let's go. The guards is making a decision. The heavy wooden gate creaked as it swung open, and the guard gestured for the bookbound to enter. You may pass, but you are to be monitored at all times. We cannot be too careful with your kind. The bookbound nodded, understanding the guard's suspicion. They had grown accustomed to the wary glances and hostile words from those who feared their power. So far, it's okay. Go to a merchant. Restock. Apparently I'm not spelling words right. Restock on supplies. Ask why the city is on edge. Go to the merchant, restock supplies, and ask why the city is on edge. As the bookbound enters the city, they can feel the tension in the air. It's more than one, apparently. People hurry about their business, casting nervous glances at the stranger in their midst. The bookbound decides to approach a merchant, hoping to gain some insight into the city's mood. The merchant, a middle-aged man with a bald head and a pair of spectacles perched on his nose, looks up as the bookbound approaches. Continue. "Welcome, traveler," he says, his voice carefully polite. "What can I do for you today?" The bookbound wastes no time on pleasantries. "Why is everyone on edge?" they ask bluntly. "What's going on in the city?" I guess I made it plural this time. I might have to rework that out. The merchant hesitates, clearly uncomfortable with the question. "I'm not sure I'm at liberty to say," he admits finally. "I don't know how much I need a job. I can probably conjure food in the air, but whatever." The bookbound nods. Understanding the merchant's hesitation, they thank him for his time and move on, making their way toward the bounty board in the town square. Perhaps they can find a job that will help them uncover the mystery of the city's tension. As they approach the bounty board, the bookbound scans the various postings, looking for something that catches their eye. I guess I will say there's a squad. Sure. See what that does. That way we know that there's people there. The elf bookbound points out the particular posting to the rest of the party, their finger tracing the parchment. "Listen to this," they say, their voice low and serious. "Rumors of a dark artifact surfacing in the nearby woods. It is said to have the power to control the minds of men. Anyone who can retrieve this artifact and bring it to the city guards will be rewarded handsomely." It's easier for me sometimes to copy than type. Right now my keyboard is kind of weird. I could go back to my older keyboard, but it's big and takes up a lot of space, and I kind of wanted the space, so I use a smaller keyboard now. Anyway, let's see what this does. The party sets off toward the nearby woods, armed with the knowledge of the dark artifact. As they make their way through the trees, they can't help but feel a sense of unease. The woods are eerily quiet, and the only sounds are the crunching of leaves underfoot and the occasional whispers of the wind. After a while, the party comes across a clearing, and in the center of it, they see a small, decrepit shrine. The human bookbound carefully extends their arm. I don't have to be plural on the whole thing. Oh well. Using their magical abilities to scan the shrine and its surroundings, their senses tingle as they feel for any signs of life or hidden dangers. After a few moments, they detect a faint trace of dark energy emanating from the shrine. I'm starting to think that each bookbound in their book is sentient, so they speak as together. I like that thought. Sentient book. I mean, it is kind of what it is. It's kind of like a parasite on the person. "There's something off about this place," they whisper to the rest of the party. "I can sense a dark energy coming from the shrine." The party approaches the shrine with caution, their senses on high alert. As they get closer, they can see that the dark energy is coming from a small, intricately carved box nestled in the center of the shrine. The box seems to be pulsating with an eerie light, and the party can sense the power emanating from it. The human bookbound steps forward, their hands hovering over the box. I know, it seems to be just letting me do what I need to do. It's not really making a lot of opposition for me yet. The human bookbound focuses their senses, scanning the box for any traps or hidden dangers. After a tense moment, they determine that it's safe to proceed. The elf bookbound then uses their own magical ability to carefully contain the box, neutralizing its dark energy and preventing it from causing any harm. With the artifact secured, the party carefully makes their way back to the city, their minds racing with thoughts of the mystery they have uncovered. Yeah, it's pretty easy so far. Try to set up where it's dangerous and this and that. Anyway, we're just going to do the stuff that we need to do. The party makes way to the city council chambers, the artifact safely in their possession. The guards eye them with warily as they approach, but none dare to stop them. The bookbound leads the way, their head held high with a sense of pride and purpose. As they enter the council's chamber, they are greeted by the sight of the city leaders, all of them dressed in finery and seated on ornate chairs. We gotta continue. The bookbound approaches the council. The artifact was still safely contained. We have completed the task you set for us, the bookbound says, their voice strong and steady. We have retrieved the dark artifact and prevented it from causing any further harm. The council member exchanged glances, and one of them, a stern-looking man with a neatly trimmed beard, steps forward. Very well. They're questions. We're asking questions about what could come. Then it's what we prompted. The stern-looking council member nods to one of his colleagues, who then produces a large pouch and hands it to the bookbound. Here's your reward as promised. Hey, that was easy. The bookbound takes the pouch and opens it, revealing a generous amount of gold coins. They nod in acceptance, but their senses are still on high alert. There's something about the council's demeanor that's making them uneasy. Is it a trap? The bookbound speaks up, their voice full of suspicion. Why is there an air of tension throughout the city? What is the council trying to hide? The stern-looking council member hesitates for a moment before answering. Very well, we will tell you, but first we must ask you to leave the artifact with us. It is too dangerous to be kept in the hands of anyone outside the council. I thought they had the artifact. See what that does. Trying to create tension. Not doing very well, but I'm trying. Tension's what I want to see first. And we're going to wrap up this story here pretty soon. The bookbound considers the council member's words for a moment before responding. Very well, but I will place a suppressing spell on the artifact to keep its powers deactivated. Only another bookbound can remove the wards on the artifact. The council members murmur in agreement, and a stern-looking council member nods. Very well. That can be arranged, but first let me explain the situation. Yes, please, my gods. The council member takes a deep breath and begins to speak, his voice grave and serious. As you may have noticed, there has been a growing sense of unease in the city. People are scared, and they don't know how to expect. That is because we have been plagued by a series of strange and inexplicable events. The council member goes on and explains that several powerful magical relics have gone missing in recent months, causing chaos and destruction throughout the city. The council believes that these thefts are related to the rise of a powerful criminal organization that seeks to gain control of the city and use the stolen relics to further their own agenda. Sounds like our 13th bookbound and his minions are kind of doing something at this point. We might have to create a criminal organization that it's like a cult, devotes itself to the 13th bookbound. Yeah, alright. Well, at least we got somewhere. At least we got somewhere where it's provoking some more thought. I might not program it in this way, but I'll probably add it as story cards later as I add other things. We attempt to play a little bit more. The bookbound and their party listens intently as the council member speaks, their minds racing with thoughts of the mystery they have stumbled upon. Well, I'll leave this chapter as it is, and hopefully it'll just kind of remember what we've done, and if not, or interacting with this, and the AI should program it to keep it going. Not as weird as I was hoping. I did kind of write a more of a mundane fantasy world, but I do like to see this fantasy world grow. With your guys' help, again, in the comments, I'm hoping that you guys will give me new prompts, new story cards to add to it. Maybe, this is just part 1, and we'll try to do something more with this later. Goodbye, folks. And if you're listening to this, and you're just on this AI adventure with me, thank you for joining me. Love you all. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.